Need a good laugh? You came to the right place. Welcome back to FTW Tech. I'm your host Isaiah, and today I am going to be roasting pre-built PCs on Amazon. And by roasting, I mean really just evaluating them. So that's really all you need to know. I actually messed up really badly and wasn't recording the video of the first take of this video, so now I have to go back and find the exact same systems. I'm in an incognito tab, window, so I don't reveal any personal information. I'm tired, it's late at night, and don't mind the fact that I may be in my pajamas with a hoodie over my pajamas to hide my pajamas. But yeah, let's get into it. So we're gonna start with a pre-built that is close to my heart because I was going to buy this pre-built before I found the hobby of PC building thanks to Austin Evans. So this is the CyberPower PC Gamer StreamVR GXiVR8060A8, and I did memorize that when I searched it. I literally have it memorized. This well, first let's talk about the keyboard and the mouse, right? The mouse is probably not great, don't really know. The keyboard's not mechanical and it's plastic and stuff, so you know it's not great. They actually do sell these separately in some capacity, I think. I found like the actual models for them. This is like something multimedia keyboard, and this is like elite something, I don't know. But this is the system. It's got a 9400F, which is an i5. It's a 6-core, 6-thread, I think. It's a coffee-like CPU, so 2 generations old now. I mean, I know the 9000 series was like a coffee-like refresh, but anyways. So it's a 9400F, not terrible, but it is 2 generations old now, so we are definitely moving on from that. A 1660, I thought there was a configuration with a 1660 Ti for the same price, possibly, but it might have costed more. It might have cost more. I don't really remember. It does say it has a configuration here with the 1660 Super, which actually has a different keyboard, but it's not available right now, so we're gonna go on the 1660 version. This system was $750 when I was going to get it, by the way. 8 gigs of DDR4, 240 gig SSD, 1 terabyte hard drive, blah blah blah. Pretty good storage configuration at $750. This price is absurd. This price is just crazy. Anyways, not the best hardware choice. You shouldn't be pairing a CPU like this with a GPU like this. Maybe they're pretty close in price. You might want to upgrade that GPU a little bit compared to the CPU. But I guess 6 cores is better than 4. And the margins could be smaller between CPU and GPU price when you're on the low end, so I guess it makes sense. 8 gigs of RAM doesn't really cut it anymore, to be honest. You can see here, all right, let's go through this, right? Glass front, already off to a bad start. Let's look in the side here. Second issue, this looks to be a micro ATX board in an ATX case, right? I don't love that. The graphics card is very short, so it doesn't fill out the case, which is unfortunate. I also see ketchup and mustard cables. I also see 1 RAM stick, so not dual channel. You've got the Intel stock cooler, which is actually a smart choice here. It's actually a smart choice. But this is relatively choked off for airflow. I mean, where are the vents? Are there vents anywhere? There's got to be vents on the side or something, or on the top, right? Not on the top, probably on the sides. But still, I mean, not even on that side. That's very weird, but anyways. And they all advertise, you know, FPS, that's questionable. No VRM heatsink, which on lower end motherboards, it actually does matter. On higher end motherboards, the components are good, you actually don't need a VRM heatsink, it's just for looks. But on lower end boards, they are actually beneficial. I'm sorry about the creakiness of this chair, by the way. Oh, I didn't even notice this last time when I was looking at this system. I did not see the B360 part. That's also not great, but obviously it goes along with the generation. It was a lower end one, so for $750, that makes sense. Again, this price is a joke. Pretty much 1.5K, that's absurd. No one in their right mind would buy that. But, don't know too much about the power supply, no real information about it. There is a PSU basement, but there is no model listed, so that's unfortunate. One thing I've noticed with the pre-built PCs on Amazon, are inconsistencies with information. So down here in the technical details, it'll have different information than it does like up in the listing. So that's kind of weird, but anyways, 2400 megahertz RAM, that's not good. Yeah, I mean, that's the system. Flash memory, that's kind of weird that they're calling it flash memory, but anyways, yeah, it's not a great system for sure. But at that low price of $750, it almost makes sense. Power supply though is probably pretty bad, so I would not recommend this. If we search gaming PC, right, now we're gonna go the popular route. So this was the first one that I found in the first take of the video. So this one's not bad, I remember this one. First of all, okay, 80 plus gold power supply from Gamdias. Gamdias is not super reputable, but they have been around, so I would trust them. 650 watts, which is the spec for the 3070, so also not bad. I think someone who has knowledge of PCs thought of this configuration, I will say that. 3700X, one generation old now, but it's barely old, so I'll accept it. They're probably still trying to get rid of stock before they change that out. B550 board with no additional information, 16 gigs of DDR4 3200, which is actually not bad. A 1TB NVMe SSD, which is fine. I would be expecting more at this price though, to be totally honest. The CPU, you're talking $300, GPU, you're talking $500, because it's probably a lower end model, and that's what it looks like as well. The RAM, you're talking, you know, 70, 60, 70. For the NVMe, you're talking, you know, $100. B550 motherboard, based on what this looks like, you're probably talking $100. So yeah, I mean, definitely a little overpriced, but can we talk about this? Mesh front panel. That's awesome. And can we talk about the cooler choice? Bravo, Skytech. Thank you. AMD Wraith Prism. It looks good and it performs well enough for the 3700X, so there's no reason to swap it out. The fans are inconsistent, which is just a little pet peeve of mine. These are clearly different fans, but anyways, I digress. Again, this may be a micro ATX board in an ATX case. Yeah, it looks like it. That's annoying. At least the cables are black and they've got the RAM running in dual channel, it looks like. This could be an ASRock Pro Series motherboard, or wait, is it Asus or ASRock? Wait, no, it's Asus Prime and ASRock Pro 4. It's like one of those two. I don't know which one. Either way, not a super expensive model, but it does have a VRM heatsink. This is a more high-end build, so maybe I'd go with something like the MSI B450A Pro minimum, but it's okay. This is not the worst system. Everything is acceptable, right? Mesh front, decent cooling, decent graphics card, decent power supply. So this is actually one of the best ones out there, and if you need a pre-built, or you don't need a pre-built, but you desperately want a 3070, this is not terrible. Although, in good conscience, I would say, yeah, you should still build a PC yourself. But anyways, this, if I remember correctly, was one where the technical details were different. Yes, so 3600, it said 3200 up there, so that's an inconsistency. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Like, they should definitely, you know, fix that. But yeah. So that's actually a pretty good option there. And I'm trying to get as many brands in as possible. So I'm going to skip the Skytech ones and go to, I skipped this iBUYPOWER and went to this one in the first take because this one was actually in stock. Only one left in stock. Wow. Okay. $750. So same price point as the PC that I wanted to get. Originally, the GXiVR8060A8, which, yeah, I memorized, again, pretty crazy. It's a long name for sure. So we've got iBUYPOWER, which is a big competitor to CyberPower, of course. Anyways, Ryzen 3 3100, good choice. RX 550, 2 gigs of VRAM, that's a big red flag. 8 gigs of DDR4, also not good. 240 gig SSD, not good either. Pretty sus here, but anyways, I digress. Intel stock cooler, consistent fans it looks like, which is fine. glass fronted case, but I think it looked like it was mesh in like a different picture. Yeah, this picture makes it look like it's mesh, but I swear it was glass. So that's an inconsistency as well. Like, get this right, boys. Get this right. You can invest in decent pictures, right? I mean, come on. It's not even an investment. Also, it says mini here. Not sure if this is what size case this is. Let's look at the side here. This looks like it could be an ITX board in an MATX case, which is unfortunate. It's got 2 RAM slots, so definitely an ITX board. Not sure if this is an ITX case or not, but it looks like it could be micro ATX. I don't know. SATA SSD. That's an awkward place to put it for sure, but anyways. Very short graphics card that doesn't fill the case very well. I don't like that, but whatever. No VRM heatsink, no M.2 shield. Not that that's needed because there's no M.2 drive. Black cables at the very least. That's nice. Where are the GPU cables? Like, what? Am I tripping? Okay, I don't even know. Okay, keyboard and mouse included apparently. Yeah, I mean, RX 550 is okay, but 2 gigs of VRAM, you can't really get away with that anymore for pretty much any games. So I could definitely see people running into like stuttering issues there, and that's a real concern for a lot of people. I mean, these people are unsuspecting, right? They don't know, like you're tricking them almost. But anyways, yeah, I mean, at this price, if I wanted to build a computer myself, I could probably get a really cheap mesh case, and I would stick with the 3100. That's actually a good choice, but I could probably budget in a 570 or like a 1650 Super. So I'm not sure about the GPU choice, but I digress. It's an okay build. I really should take my advice. I don't like it when the fans aren't like fully populated. The case is not fully populated with fans, but I don't have fans on the top either, or a radiator or anything, so I can't really say that. And then also there's no information on the power supply, so that's unfortunate. Moving on, what's the next one that I stumbled upon? Was that Skytech one that I went over earlier? Was that mini? Oh no, okay, there's a mini one down here. I'm not gonna go over that. Thought about going over the Strix, but I decided not to, I believe. This is the one that I looked at next, Alarco. This one was a real piece of work. Can we talk about this right here? 1 gig of VRAM, dude. You cannot even run, what's the most, I mean, Rocket League. I play Rocket League. You can't even run Rocket League on 1 gig of VRAM. What are you gonna run? How are there 4 stars, dude? I am confused. Anyways, Alarco, new brand. Different brand that we haven't gone over yet. An i5, doesn't say which one. I believe it's a 2400. Yeah, 2400. GTX 650. 8 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, no SSD at all. Windows 10 Pro, totally unnecessary. Why? Spend your budget on something else. I mean, I know they get the keys for really cheap, so it doesn't really matter, but 6 RGB fans, yeah, whatever, with a remote. It's all crappy. Again, advertising stupid, you know, stuff there. Does it come with a keyboard and mouse? It does, right? Oh, wait, what? It's like thinking that I'm gonna buy that stuff with it or something. I don't even know. Anyways, let's take a look at, oh yeah, this one I couldn't really see inside, which was unfortunate. But what we can see is Intel stock cooler RAM that does look to be in dual channel, which is weird because it's 8 gigs, but anyways. Ketchup and mustard cables, very unfortunate. Super tiny GPU, also unfortunate. Looks like a crappy motherboard, but I can't really tell. Definitely glass fronted case, which is unfortunate. I love how they go through the process of like doing it with every RGB color possible. No backplate on the graphics card as well. IO, pretty standard. But yeah, I mean, this is not good. Definitely don't get this. No information on the power supply either. When you can't find any information on the power supply, just run as fast as you can and get away. Okay, I did not go over the Strix one, but I want to go in the first take, but I do want to go over it now. I think it's important that we look at a high-end one too. So, there's no price, but this one is even more expensive. I don't know. Anyways, Strix G35, 2080 Ti, liquid-cooled 10900KF, locked processor, by the way, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte PCIe SSD. Why? Anyways, okay. So it's a vertically mounted 2080 Ti from Asus Strix, of course. Liquid cooled processor. Can we look in? Oh, interesting case design for sure. Not a lot of ventilation there. But anyways, it's a pretty cool design. Whoa. Okay, good motherboard. Good motherboard, good quality motherboard. So with an Asus pre-built, you're gonna find decent quality parts, but interesting. Are those dummy RAM sticks or are there 4 8GB sticks? I don't know. A Strix motherboard, that's good. That doesn't look like a standard issue Strix AIO, because Strix does make AIOs, but anyways. I love how the motherboard and graphics card fully fit the case, and you've got the ROG on the side. Definitely looks nice. Totally overpriced. Actually, I don't know the price. I can't say that. It comes with a Strix Flare and a Gladius 2. Those are the best possible included keyboard and mouse that I've ever seen. Keyboard and mouse, I don't know. 3200 megahertz, not amazing. I don't know what the price is, but considering the 2070 Super model, well, actually, that was like different buyer options anyways, so it doesn't really matter. 2080, did I say 2070 Super? 2080, I think I meant 2080 Super, obviously, but I would assume the power supply is good too, because it's from a big manufacturer. Not a boutique builder, but a builder that makes all their own stuff in-house, those products are reputable. It's like an MSI pre-built, an Asus pre-built, Corsair pre-built, where they make some of their own stuff. I would generally trust those a little bit more, but I digress. So, oh yes, I looked at this beauty. The Periphio Portal i5. Does it say which i5? This is renewed, by the way. It's not even new. So $550. 16 gigs of RAM, a 120 gig SSD, and a 500 gig 7200 RPM hard drive. That's a kind of weird storage config, but whatever. Another 2 gigabyte VRAM card, not great. GT1030, pretty old. I don't know why they say HDMI. Does that mean it has an HDMI port? It has an HDMI cable included? Nobody knows. Weird blue LED fan. Nobody uses that anymore. And is that ventilation or is that just there for design? Because this is a literal hot box. And also, I want to show you something that I noticed in the first take. Special features. Sleek white case. Sleeper aesthetic. Bro. As if they did that on purpose. They did not do that on purpose. There's no way. They made this case themselves, for crying out loud. Anyways, whatever. Computer memory size, RAM memory installed size. Does that mean there's 2 4 gig sticks and it can fit 4 4 gig sticks, saying that it could fit 16? I don't even know, dude. Anyways, apparently they make their own stuff. They've got 16 gigs of their own DDR3 RAM, 120 gig of their SSD. But anyways, I mean, I don't know if I would trust parts from this brand in general, so that SSD probably might not be good, and same with the RAM. DDR3 as well, might I point that out. I/O is not dreadful. Nah, 4 USB ports, that's pretty bad. That's a downdraft cooler that's not even like the Intel or AMD stock, which is pretty weird. Ketchup and mustard cables, again, looks like... No, I think it does fit the case, and I believe that does say 80 plus bronze, and it's a 550 watt power supply, so there's no information about it, but you can see it. Phantom Gaming, I believe that is an ASRock graphics card, however, it's NVIDIA. They don't make NVIDIA graphics cards. Maybe they used to, because this is a GT1030 we're talking about. Any other features? Let's see. Yeah, see another inconsistency. It's not 4 gigs of VRAM, it's 2, but it says 4. But let's move on. We're definitely almost close to the end. This was the last one that I went over in the first take. I am going to try to find one with a 3080 though, because I want to see if it really is your best bet to get new hardware, but like going pre-built is the best choice to get new hardware. I want to see. This one does have a new product though, some new hardware. This is a Cobratype Anaconda. So 10900F, it is locked, but you're not going to do any overclocking on that thing. RTX 3060. That's good. 32 gig DDR4, 1 terabyte NVMe. So first of all, that's mismatched. CPU costs more than the GPU. Cardinal sin, unless you're a professional workstation person spending an insane amount of money on like a Threadripper. But even then, if you're spending that much money on a Threadripper, you might be spending a ton of money on a Quadro. So, but probably not. Those are kind of different types of work. But anyways, 3060, 12 gigs. I forgot the 3060 had 12 gigs. That's right. Anyways, you can see you actually cannot enlarge this, so I can't tell how many RAM sticks there are, but the cables are black. It's a white case with a black interior. That's a case with a lot of white cases, I believe. It is a mesh front case, which is nice. No, not inconsistent fans, my bad. It's a downdraft cooler, which is not sufficient for the 10900F. It's an EVGA 3060, which I respect. Probably the XC3 Black, maybe, the one without the backplate. I don't know. Just guessing. 1 terabyte NVMe, not bad, good enough for sure. This definitely doesn't warrant the price tag though. There's no information about the power supply, which is definitely a red flag for me, as I mentioned, I believe. Yeah, I mean, any more details? 2.8 gigahertz, is that the base clock of the, is that really the base clock of the 10900F? There's no way. I don't know. Anyways, put it in the description. Oh yeah, this was interesting. I noticed this too last time. Processor brand AMD. It's literally not. Processor count 10? What does that even mean, dude? 10 cores? I mean, there are 10 cores in that. So let's search just for S words and giggles, because I don't want to have to bleep out a word, because that takes more time editing. So RTX 3080 PC. Okay. Let's find a cheap one that seems like it could be reasonable. Skytech Shiva. Why not? All right. Okay, an in-win case. That's certainly interesting. I'm not seeing any airflow though. It almost looks like there is no side panel because of the way the image was shot, but there definitely is. You can see the reflection here. That is an EVGA card that looks like it was specially made for OEMs. Because that definitely does not look like an XC3, because there would be illumination in the front, right? I mean, unless they turned it off. Could be like XC3 Black, I don't know. There's a little bit of ketchup and mustard, but relatively speaking, they're sleeved pretty well. That would be, no, that's not the Wraith Stealth. What's that in the middle? That's not the Wraith Stealth. That is a downdraft cooler though. Another motherboard with a VRM heatsink from the Pro or the Prime series, it looks like, which is not bad. You can't see any fans here, but I would assume that they are there. I don't know. Anyways, is that the power supply in the top? Oh yeah, the power supply is in the top. That's why the design is so weird. Okay, let's go through the specs. 5600X, 3080, 16 gigs of 3200, OLOY, probably decent brand, but not super reputable. 750 watt gold PSU, that's good. Looks like it's from Thermaltake, but if it is gold rated, it's one of their better ones, like Tough Power or whatever. Dual channel though, RAM, that's nice. Let's see, ooh, that's a little bit of weird cable colors over there, but oh, ASRock. Okay, so this would be a Prime board then, right? I think. Looks like it could be an MATX board and an ATX case. Another pet peeve of mine. It is B550. That's good. 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. I'm not seeing it. It's gotta be in there though, right? Is it under the GPU? Or is it? It's not above the GPU. I don't know. Whatever. I'm sure it's there. I'm not. Okay. Free gaming keyboard and mouse. Let's talk about the price. $2,850, right? This 3080. This is an EVGA XC3 of some kind. Probably an XC3 Black. I'm gonna assume the worst. XC3 Black. That would be $830. I mean, $730. Ideally, MSRP. It's marked up even on their website right now from that, I think. Maybe $750, $780. But, anyways. 5600X is $300, but now you can get it for more like $320, $350. But sometimes you can find it in stock for $300. I know it was on Amazon for a while. But anyways, this is definitely, like, you could build this PC for cheaper for sure. I mean, I'm seeing this and I'm thinking like $1,600 build, and it's selling for a lot more. Like, I could configure a pretty similar system for $1,600, so that's not a great look. Anything else here? Oh no, it's a micro ATX board and a micro ATX case, it looks like. Unless that's an ITX board. No, ASRock doesn't make an ITX board that looks like that. That's B550, I don't think. I think their only one is a higher end ITX board. So we're done with that system. I forgot one system. That's a sick case, by the way. I've always liked that case design. I don't know what case that is. I think I saw Madison from LTT had something similar to that because I saw it in Linus's roast video. I think he mentioned one of the setups was Madison's. Anyways, gaming PC. I saw one from Dell that I wanted to go over and I forgot to. Was it this one? I don't know. I think so. I'm not sure. It could have been a different one. I do think it had one rating. Let's go over this one. This will be the last one, shall we? Okay. i5-10400F, again, locked. 1650 Super, 32 gigs of RAM, 512 gig SSD, 1 terabyte hard drive. Again, it says HDMI. Like, what does that even mean? So 1150, 2 left in stock, whatever. Okay. Again, locked processor. I'm not seeing any ventilation. I mean, is that ventilation? It doesn't look like it. That's just their weird case design. I guess that's like a blue LED illumination, which is fine. Pretty standard I/O, not great, but whatever. It's fine. It's got USB-C at least. Again, with kind of mismatched parts where the GPU costs the same as the CPU, definitely overpriced here. You can see, I mean, this I could get for probably $750, $800 if I built it myself. It's not really configured properly though. I mean, why 32 gigs of RAM in a budget system? Makes no sense. Even this is slightly overkill. It's a good storage configuration. Like, it's something I would get, but I don't know. It's weird. It probably comes with a keyboard and mouse. I don't know. Oh yeah, this was weird. Fan in the back, but there might not be a fan in the front. Any fan in the front. 1 or 2. I don't think there's any front intake. Like, where does air get in? Right? You can't get air in through the top. There's like those tiny holes, but that's not enough. There's certainly areas to get air out the back, but where do you get it in the front? Like, what? Anyways, I guess it's black, so it absorbs the rays from the sun. Wait, no, that would heat it, not cool it. Wait, what? Oh my god. Plus, obviously, it would be inside. Another downdraft cooler that's not a stock cooler, so that's kind of weird. I think that's a Dell proprietary motherboard, and the connectivity is pretty weird as well. The I/O is weird for sure. I do gotta end this though because thing. Anyway, 1650 Super, right? Yeah, not a great deal. What am I at? 6%. Oh my god. Weirdly spec'd system. Probably a bad hard drive. Weird proprietary case design. Yeah, I gotta finish this. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely don't get a pre-built unless you have to. I'm gonna rank the pre-built on screen right now, from best to worst. But anyways, definitely don't get a pre-built. There's Yeah, so guys, at that moment, the video actually cut out, which is weird. I don't know why, but I hope you enjoyed the video. That was Isaiah from FTW Tech. I am gonna be doing more. I'm gonna be doing more videos like that. Maybe like Wish.com, Micro Center, Newegg, etc. Maybe even eBay. We'll see. But what's it called? Oh yeah, in the first recording of that video, I actually accidentally called myself the Gangsta FTW in the outro, but I corrected myself. Anyways, that was Isaiah from FTW Tech. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you thought about it. See you guys.